Hey guys, this is my second video of special relativity theory. In the last video, we saw that Newton's laws of motion are consistent only in inertial frames of reference, that light does not require a medium to propagate, and the speed of light in vacuum is constant in all inertial frames, and it is also a fundamental property of the universe. In this video, I'll be talking about the postulates of special relativity, Lorentz transformation, and velocity theorem. So, what are the postulates of special relativity? First of all, there is no universal frame of reference pervading all over the space. So, there is no such thing as absolute motion. Since the ether hypothesis was disproved, it also meant that the absolute rest frame does not exist, because the absolute rest frame was supposed to be the frame in which the ether does not move, in the frame in which ether is stationary. Since there is no ether, we cannot say which frame of reference is absolute. The second one is principle of relativity. It says that laws of physics are same in all inertial frames. As long as frames in consideration are inertial, the laws of physics are consistent, as we saw in the previous video with the example of Newton's second law. Third, consistency of speed of light. Speed of light in vacuum is the same in all inertial frames of reference, which is equal to 3 into 10 power 8 meters per second. We can say that speed of light in vacuum is consistent throughout the universe, as long as we are considering inertial reference frames. As soon as we consider non-inertial frames of reference, that is, one of them is accelerating or rotating, the speed of light will not be the same. Fourth one is invariant interval. The quantity s square is equal to x square plus y square plus z square minus c square t square. This quantity is called an interval, delta s square. This quantity is invariant in all inertial frames of reference. Now let us bench what this term interval actually means for a later video, but for now let's just say that interval is constant in all inertial frames. Now we come on to Lorentz transformation. In the diagram we have two inertial frames of reference, S and S dash. S is the frame which is stationary and S dash is moving with velocity v with respect to S, and v is comparable to speed of light, obviously. I'm not gonna prove the Lorentz transformation because many books give good derivations, but if you guys feel that I should explain how to derive the formulas, then please feel free to write down in the comment section, and depending on the number of requests I might make a video for derivations later on. So coming back to Lorentz transformation, we define gamma as 1 over root 1 minus v square by c square. For position transformation, you can see that unlike in Galilean transformation, Lorentz transformation has a formula for time. This is because time and space expand and contract to make the speed of light constant. These changes in space and time make the time in different frames to pass at different rates. Time for moving objects passes more slowly than for stationary objects. For example, time inside a spaceship will pass more slowly than on Earth. If the spaceship can travel fast enough, a few hours spent inside the spaceship would be equal to many years spent on Earth. In other words, it would be as if we traveled into the future. And due to the same reason, the length of object in motion, that is the dimension along the motion of the object, also seems contracted to a stationary person. And due to the same reason, the length of object in motion, that is the dimension along the motion of the object, also seems contracted to a stationary person. This gives rise to the length contraction formula. And similarly, time dilation is also because of the stretching and contracting of space-time fabric. Well, we can imagine space-time continuum as a type of fact which can which has an elasticity. Coming on to the velocity addition theorem, it is not as simple as VA plus VB as we saw in the Galilean transformation. Going back to the image, let us take a particle A. We can see a particle A over here moving with velocities ux, uy, and uz in x, y, and z directions with respect to frame S. S dash frame is moving with velocity v in x axis, positive x. So here are the velocities of particle A with respect to S dash frame. These are the velocity addition formulas for x, y, and z axis. What if we are given the velocities of particle in S dash frame and we need to find the velocities in S frame or the length contraction or any of the above formulas in S frame? For that we use inverse Lorentz transformation. Here is a table for comparison in the formulas. You only need to remember one of the set and you can easily get the other. Here we see that there's only a difference of minus or a plus sign. Here we have a minus, here we have a plus, or gamma or 1 by gamma. Lorentz transformation has a negative sign and a gamma sign, and inverse Lorentz transformation has a positive sign and 1 by gamma in the formulas. In the next video, we'll look at some of the examples and I will tell you how to solve them when they come in the exam.